Seve, no, not this time. That was for a 3 at the 13th. This moment Seve is 4 up, but Frost with a chance to get one.
Number 1,
David Frost to get a hole back. There is a perfect model for a putting style, feet just apart. That's comfortable position, wrists nice and firm, positive strike, and in they go. It's the first hole he's won today, David Frost. He's not had a 5. Of course, it's difficult in match play because some of the holes are conceded and we never know whether they would hold the 5, 10, 15 footer when it's conceded. But it's the first hole he's won today. And now it's 3 down, Ballesteros.
...179 yards all the way up the hill, and the part that features most is the sort of split level of this green, the two layers. You mustn't leave it at the bottom. It can spin back and leave you a mighty long putt. Now David Frost, with his first win at the first hole that he's won, the last hole, the 13th, is now 3 down to Ballesteros. Ballesteros playing incredible golf. And David not so bad either, 32 out, and he's had 2 birdies coming home, so incredible stuff. The white shows that he's won the hole, the blue where he lost holes. Looks like a 4-iron, Frost. And he's landed on that slope. Now if you watch what happens now, off it goes and you think, oh, that won't be too bad, and then the green is a little damp, so it didn't run so far, but many have run right down to the very front.
Fourteenth tee. Seve, having lost the previous hole, must be said to a birdie 3. Quality of the golf today, I don't think we've ever, in all the years this has been running this event, seen better. Seve's ball sails up towards the green, and that's all right. And I shall leave you in the capable hands of Mr. Dave Marr, who, contrary to some rumours, is with us.
Well, thank you very much, Peter. These are the kinds of days that I felt like if you... The par 3 14th, David Frost. Ball will break to his left. You can see there it looks below the hole the moment it got up on top of the hill. May have wished that it was going to stay in, but a good putt nevertheless. And at the 14th, Seve for a win, for a birdie 2, but you can see when he starts walking it, he knew immediately it was weak and below the hole. But
Seve in the semi-rough down the left side. Not a bad side to be. You're probably better in the semi-rough over there than you are on the right half of the fairway because of the placement of the pin today, which is very hard right, and this green slopes from right to left. Frost had a free drop from about 15 yards behind, but he's pushed his second with a long iron. He had 220 yards to go. He's found the right-hand bunker. Seve 15 yards further on, so 205 to go to the pin. It's a long par 4 and playing very long today into the breeze. Nice strike for the centre of the green. And that's a sensible shot with Frost in the bunker on the right and a difficult shot coming down the hill. Very difficult to attack that pin when it's hard right. Now David Frost, who's let the momentum go a little bit with his second shot. He's in the back part of the bunker, the green running away from him, so he'll need to get an enormous amount of spin on this if he's going to get it to drag down the slope. It's the fact that the green's running away from him downhill that's going to make this shot very difficult. Mind you, he's one of the best sand players around. But you see the sort of shot there he had to play. a very high shot, just a gentle little lob, and only just came out.
Seve's second, trying to bend it round the trees. Still a little wet underfoot, and Seve struggling to get quite enough slice on that. And is up against the hospitality units. He get a free drop from there. But his opponent, the South African David Frost, with an even tighter line for his second shot, opts for a 4-iron and plays it up short, but perfectly positioned on what is a very narrow fairway. Now Frost chip, he beat Seve 7-6 a year ago, but that was a very different kind of Ballesteros to the tigerish player we've seen in the last few weeks. Frost are there in 3. Ballesteros a free drop from below the hospitality units, a position certainly not to his disadvantage. The dropping zone has taken the greenside mound out of play, and Ballesteros gets it close enough to have a 4 conceded. Which meant that Frost was left with a birdie putt for a half. Doesn't make it, and David Frost finishes the morning 4 down.
We move back to where Seve Ballesteros has just gone 6 up through the first 9 of the afternoon. Can see how he's done. He lost the first hole when Frost made that 35-footer, and then all the whites are wins. So after starting 3 up, he's increased that by 3 now to 6 up. This is tee shot at the 10th, 186 par 3. And as we've seen so many times at 10, and a very kind kick off the left side of this screen down to the hole. That's a little disheartening, I'm sure, to David Frost, who needs something to happen to Seve a little bit, plus play a little better on his own if he's going to get back into this, or he'll be home certainly in time for the first tee this afternoon. There's no such thing as a cinch, but I wouldn't want to have to give Seve 6 up in 9 holes and try to make a living off of beating him. Almost. See, that's another foot or two, and it's stone dead. At the 10th, David Frost. Let me take a little time with this because it's gotten to the point. You see, looks like a little leaf. Now, is that where he has to strike the ball? If it is, since you never practice that kind of shot, how do you know how much that leaf is going to bother this? But I think now he can get the club on it without that. But just look what happens to you. I mean, when you think things are going bad, all of a sudden you feel like they can go worse. Well, can he get that? Have another look at that leaf. If it's gone, his man is safe cracker. Oh, still on there. Yeah. A good shot any other time, except he needed to chip that in. He has a chance of going 7 down with 8 to play. Seve with this for a birdie to win the hole and increase his lead. It's good to see Seve playing well again. I don't care how well you play this game, you do go through slumps, and every great player has done it. Nicklaus has had his dry years in time. Now Seve's back playing well again, and that's good. It's good for Seve and good for his fans, of which I'm one. About the same land that Mizumaki just made his par putt from. Not a lot of break. Shouldn't have to worry about getting it to the hole. Fast downhill move a little right. Oh, and he drilled it. Well, that just slammed another nail in Mr. Frost's coffin there. Seve 7 up with 8 to play. And in full flight.
Over the top of it. Little untidy.
Only a year ago, Seve lost to David Frost, 7 and 6. This year, he's 7 up. What a difference a year makes. Now, it always looks as if it's going away into the rough grass, but I think you'll find when it comes down, it's pretty near perfect. He's doing most things near perfect at the moment, other than falling off a bicycle. I mean, you can't believe that he'd fall off a bike at his age. Thought he was out training, cartwheeled off it, cut his chin and his elbow, and all that when you've got a few £100,000 to play for next week. David Frost, 7 down. And that's another smart shot. Both players ideally placed. Well, you couldn't wish for a nicer day to come out to Wentworth and watch. Nice colours, the autumn colours, we'll enjoy that.
7th, Ballesteros' second shot.
That was Ballesteros' second shot, trying to persuade himself to do the final thrust of the great Matador, and there we are. A great killing blow, hopefully, for Seve. Played quite beautifully all day, and the big crowd out here really enjoying it.
Yes, Ballesteros playing quite majestically and giving Master Frost a good seeing to, as my grandma used to say, rather like Master Critchley's players did to Alice's gentleman yesterday down at Deal. The 11th, Ballesteros and David Frost. Frost in a desperate situation. 7 down, and Seve only 4 feet, if that, from the hole. If Seve was to win here, it would be quite a turn up for the boat. Well, it's 7 up. Well, Seve is a good 4 feet away, so still a little bit of work to do. Eight and 7 if this goes in. 8 and 6 I got stuffed yesterday. Not 7 and 6, they were kind in the paper. 7, it was in fact 8 and 6. Well, Critchley went away with a smile that made the old Cheshire Cat look like Mr. Glum. But here he is now, Seve. This would be an incredible win, having been beaten so very badly last year. And taking his time, wanting to finish it with this putt here on the 11th green. Boom, right in. That is quite an extraordinary run of golf from Seve on this beautiful day. Out in 30 this morning, out in 33 this afternoon, starts back with a 2 and a 3, and that's it, 8 and 7 pence. Thank you very much indeed. That really is quite a remarkable spell of form. Seve acknowledging the crowd, great when they're on your side, an added little something. It gives you an added boost, so much nicer when you feel they're with you.
Ballesteros won the hole in 3 and the match with 8 and 7.
an astonishing victory. Seve, what is it? I think your 19th consecutive World Matchplay appearance. Are there many occasions when you've played better than today?
Not in one round. It was great golf this morning. 63. I don't recall to shoot 63 at the match play. I did play many times good, but I mean, in one round it was great. Everything went right for me this morning.
It's not just today, though, is it? It's the last few months, the last few weeks. You won a fortnight ago. What is this extra spark, the old magic that you've managed to find again?
I don't know. There's no really much explanation. Obviously, my back is a lot better, and I have a few tips from Mark O'Grady early in the year, and I hang on with those ideas, and I didn't really change very much, and my mind is being very settled since then, and probably that's why. That's the only reason. That's the only explanation I have.
Yeah, it's nothing technical. It's a question of confidence and
confidence. From my own experience, is very important. I think in anything in life, very important. I mean, obviously you go out there and miss a short putt on the first hole, and that will carry on the whole day. I mean, and if you go out there and hold a chip or a long putt on the first hole, that will build up your confidence, and definitely confidence is very important.
You've drawn the big galleries here once again today, and what was the atmosphere like out there?
Well, the support that I have through the years from the British gallery has been fantastic, and this is one of the reasons because I won so many tournaments, and this is one of the reasons because I won 3 times the Open. I mean, you don't know how important, people don't know how important is to have the support of the people, because once you are out there, it's just you, the caddy, and the ball, and if you have the gallery behind you, that's very, very important.
It was a chance to contrast today directly the progress you've made in the course of the last year. You were beaten 7 and 6 by David Frost a year ago. What sort of state was your morale in then?
Well, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just trying to win the match, and that's it. I mean, I wasn't looking at the match as a revanche or anything like that. I mean, this is the World Matchplay, the Toyota World Matchplay, and obviously we want to just win the match and carry on as far as you can, and I didn't think anything else.
There was one problem in the build-up to events here, and that was your training accident coming off the bike.
It's not the first time.
Not the first time?
No, it's the second time.
How did it happen?
Yeah. Well, it's just the laces. Yeah. Laces from the shoe getting involved into the chain.
Yes.
And lost my balance and fall over.
Fairly fundamental, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know, I think the problem was the laces were too long, so I have to cut it up with the scissors.
Could have been very nasty, though, couldn't it?
No, I was lucky because I was uphill. I think if that happens downhill, it could be I may not be here.
Perish the thought of that.
Yeah.
Ernie Els tomorrow, a young man you've got a great deal of respect for, I'm sure. But he's making his first appearance in the World Matchplay Championship. How important an element could that be?
Well, it's obviously experience is important, and playing on the course so many times is important. I know Wentworth is as good as my house, and it's a big advantage. And having the gallery behind you also is a big advantage. But there's no question that Ernie Els is a great champion, and I have a big respect for him, and I will need something special to win tomorrow.
Your spirits are high tonight, though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well played.
Thank
Terrific
you.
stuff.
Thank you.